Hello and welcome back to our Dominions 5 Let's Play Poorly, essentially a tutorial on how to play the game when you don't know what you're doing. We're going to head back into the derptorial save game. This is the most current, the most recent turn. We've got these messages. We lost some Dominion in Ulm because people are starting to worship false pretenders in the secrecy of their homes. This cannot be tolerated. The construction of the palisades and bountiful land is completed. That's good. And we also have a new famous hero. Hilderic's brave deeds are now renowned throughout the world. Okay, so when last we were here, we were back here in Ulm, and we're going to go to Kunaral and then maybe get over to Ghent. One of the things I want to do is check this guy here. I'm have him move down here. Clodomir is going to go down and sneak and see what's going on in here, because this province is currently owned by the enemy, Arcocephale. He's not Italian, is he? Arcocephale. It's Greek, sort of. Arcocephale, maybe. Whatever. Well, we'll find out. If we can destroy him, we won't even need to say his name anymore. Okay. So these guys are moving. We've got 2 researchers here. We are working on construction level 3. But we do have a fairly huge treasury. So one of the things we should probably do, in order to get our research going a little bit faster, is recruit some more research guys. So if you recall, you right-click on one of your potential commanders to see, okay, we've got research 11 here. This guy doesn't do research. This is that Master Mason guy. So it doesn't have anything. That one doesn't have anything. This guy has 11. This guy has 11. I think we're going to go probably with this guy. He's 135 gold, 7 resources, and 2 commander points. So he's actually a bit cheaper than the Priest Smith. So we're going to pick one of him, and we're going to add a second one, and he'll get completed in the following turn. And we should also, I think, try to recruit some of these guys. What do we have in our army set? We've got this horse guy who's got horses, and then these awesome mall guys. Hilderic and Regin. Hilderic has got the bulk of our forces here, and he's running 3 squads. Folke is only running 1 squad, but he can handle 2 more squads. So that might be worthwhile, adding some more horses, or maybe something else that'll benefit us. All right, let's go ahead and see about what it would take to do. It would take a fair amount to get these Black Knights. Do we want more mauling guys? We've got Black Pike infantry here, and Black plate infantry here. Or we have these short little dudes with their tower shields. These guys look so cute. Or we could go with some Guardians. The thing about the Guardians is that they do castle defense bonus, which is nice if we ever need that, but we don't yet, and we'll probably die but long before we get to the point where we need to worry about that. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some infantry of Ulm. And that uses up all of our resources except for 7. We've only got earth gems. We may want to try to get some more kinds of gems. Regin here can do fire. You can see here, he's fire level 5. So we're probably going to need some of these gems. If I were to go here and cast a ritual spell, I can cast the cave grubs if we ever end up in a cave area. But we really need to find some other things around here. So we're going to go take Kunaral and then head on our way to Ghent, hopefully. Oh, I should also mention, in order to be able to do anything with fire, we're going to need to learn some more magic along those ways. As you can see here, Conjuration is level 1, but there's no fire. Nothing in level 1 is fire accessible. Level 2 has these summon fire ants, and it takes 10 fire gems to do that. So fire isn't particularly useful there at the early levels. Alteration, level 1 would get us this, which we don't really need because we have way too much gold as it is. Evocation would get us a whole bunch of level 1s here. These 3, and then these would be water and fire. And you notice it doesn't require fire gems. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and add evocation and remove alteration. So that when construction level 2, well, you know what, actually even better. Let's take this off and put it back on below. So we'll just do evocation straight up. Just so we can see what happens if Jorn gets the ability to do some fire spells. But I think we're done. Let's move on to the next turn. There was a battle. How did we do? Oh, 2 of our guys died. We wiped them out. So let's go ahead and view that. Oh, and I got to remember, every time you reload a save, these settings don't retain. So you just got to go ahead and do what you're going to do. Get that fixed. Now, we don't really have to watch this. We didn't really take any real losses, and the bad guys over here, well, these independents got wiped out. So this isn't super necessary, but it's fun, and I just like watching them anyway. Let's go a little bit faster. Oh, wow, we just blew out those horses. Wow! We're popping them like balloons! Oh, well, maybe we got a little bit stuck right here. We're now trying to pop them like piñatas. Oh, they're running away. Got you! Alright, so there we go. So now we have Kun Aral. Let's go ahead and give ourselves some defense. Up, all the way up to 30, which is what I like, but you don't have to do it that way. You can kind of find your own sweet spot. I like 30 because it gives me the ability to track enemy scouts and spies, and it does a pretty decent unrest reduction as well. As always, the main caveat here is that while I know the game mechanics, and that's sort of the goal here, is to sort of introduce players, and perhaps timid players, to how the game works, I am by no means an expert in how to play well. So what I'm really trying to show you is that you can play this game and have fun even if you suck at it. Because that is exactly what I'm doing. All right, so what do we got here? We've got Kun Aral, which right now we see we've got Dominion level 3. So we do have influence, and that's obvious because Ulm is right there, and you can see our influence. Remember, this is a scrolling east-west map. Our influence is pretty much everywhere along the top northern part of the map here. It's got order, it's got productivity, it's got growth, it's got luck, but it also has drain. But that's fine for Ulm because none of our magic item guys, the guys who can build things, have to worry about drain. That's one of the special talents of Ulm. So Clovis, who is Clovis? Clovis is this guy. He's going to do more research. There we go. And then over in here, we should probably check to see if we can find some special sites. So we're going to click here and check them all. Then I'm going to find one of these guys that does that normally. Search for magic sites, and you'll notice that because I have them all selected, every commander who can do the same thing that I'm selecting here automatically gets added to that same command. So search and search, even though I didn't actually touch Hilderic myself. On the other hand, Folky can't do that, as you can see here. So he doesn't take that command, he just stays at defense. Now, what's interesting is that this throne that we need, 320 units. Oh my god! Yeah, this is where we're going to lose the game, right? Like we're just straight out not gonna survive this. That's okay. One thing I'm going to want to do though is I need to put some kind of a fortress or something here because you can see, I mean, these guys, they're coming up from under here, right? So here's what we can do for that. We can go ahead and construct a building, build a palisades for 600 gold. It'll take 4 months. There we go. And then these two guys are searching. Clodomir is hiding. I'm going to have him move over to here to get a little bit of a better view of what's going on in this, because these guys move around and the numbers change, and right now it's just very daunting and I'm a little bit nervous. But yeah, there we go. If we look here, we can see our army set up. We've got these three guys here, these three guys here, and then these 7 infantry of Ulm from Ulms. I'm not going to place them in here because these guys are researching. I don't want them to move around. If I wanted to have like a little shuttle, if I wanted to make a shuttle, I would potentially recruit one of these dinky-doos, one of the really cheap guys, maybe even just this spy. Doesn't even have to matter whether or not he can really accommodate a lot of guys, like if it affects his morale and so forth, because we're really just using him as a transporter and then having him go wander off and do his other things that he wants. Or we could, in fact, pick a guy that's really useful to us and just add to our army. Well, considering 320, I think one thing we want to do is get ourselves a new commander, a new fighting commander, and just let him sit here and build up his resources. So notice here, this commander of Ulm has a leadership of 80. He can handle 80 troops of regular type, not magic people and not undead people. I think all of these sort of cute little guys have about the same. They're all the same in terms of leadership. This guy is also 80. This guy is 45 and 15, but he is a master smith. He's not really a fighter. The Black Acolyte is very poor in leadership, but he is sacred, so that he would gain all of those bonuses. I'm hitting the O key to bring that up. All the bless effects that we would get if he is blessed by another commander. All right, where were we? Master Mason, the Lord Guardian, also 80. The Black Priest is 40 and then 5. And the Priest Smith is 15 and 15. So really, we just want one of these guys, I think. Now we're also adding another Master Smith. He's going to come up. We're going to use him for research. So we've got to look at the 70 and 30. We're looking down here at the bottom to see what the tooltip says. 70-30, 70-41, 70-30, 70-41. So these two guys, we know just from that, will have better armor and weapons. And these two guys will have lesser, but they will all be roughly the same skill levels. So you can see here, if you don't want to take the time to worry about all this data, you can just use these shortcut ballpark numbers. Well, I have a chunk of resources. I really am not limited in that way. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this guy maybe. What's he got? He's got a hammer, length of 1. Or this guy, Morningstar, length of 1. Damage of 17 versus 18 is about the same, right? They're about the same. And of course, I could always give them items and make it more interesting that way. So let's go ahead and grab this guy. And then down here, let's give him some people who look like him, right? We've got an infantry. This guy's got a hammer. We're gonna make ourselves a hammer army. Oops, I'm gonna do that. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna repeat recruitment down here, so that every turn it makes 6 or 7 of these guys. Meanwhile, over here we've got these searching and the palisades being built. Our spy is down here doing his thing. And I think we're good. I'm going to hit the E key to move on to the next turn. Evocation is done. No sites were found. The dormant pretender gods are awakening. And the fortress in Bountiful Land is completed. Hit the N key to cycle through all of your inactive units. So, Childeric here. Let's take a look at you. Oh, who is this guy? Ooh, he's got a 13. I think he built something last turn. Let's find out. M. Bountiful Land. Is that what he did? No, he's in Ulm. What this guy was doing. Doesn't matter. We've got him now. So, he's pretty good research. He's a master smith. Oh, he's with a guy. He might be the guy I just Just hired. Yeah. Of course he is. Of course he is. So he's going to go and research. There we go. Right? Yeah. Next up is this guy, Jorn. Well, I'm just going to dump all of these guys into Jorn. I'm going to put him in two separate squads. One thing you can tell, if I select this and then go to army setup, it will have that guy still selected. So if you've got, for example, over here, this set of armies, or these set of commanders, but you've also got another guy or a couple of guys just sitting in there, and you only want to pay attention to the armies for these guys, select them, go to army setup, and then only those guys will be highlighted, and that way you don't have to, you're like, okay, I don't have to worry about these other guys. So for example, if I didn't want to address Hilderic, if he was maybe, oh, you know what, here's a way to do it. Let's say Folky, we're going to move on, and Folky's still building the palisade. We do this. Okay, yeah, Folky is not highlighted, which means I know that I am not going to be touching him for moving things around. It's not, there's no game mechanical effect. It's just an easy way to kind of shortcut your brain into knowing what you need to be paying attention to. But we're going to leave these guys here for right now and worry about this stuff. So Jorn is going to keep defending. He's just going to sit here with his hammer, and we're going to use him to fill out this army as it completely fills up. And you'll notice this repeat recruitment is on. So on this turn, we're going to get 7 more guys. Let's hit N to go to next uncommanded unit. Clodomir is hiding. He's sitting out here. He's got 220 units now. I'm going to leave him here just so that he has best eyes on it so we can watch what's going on. I'm waiting for this palisade to be built because I want to be able to use these guys. Or, the other thing I could do, let's move these guys over. So these guys are going to be guarding the commander, and these guys are going to be doing this. And I'm going to leave Folky behind to build his palisades. Right? Province is free from enemy units. Should be okay. Let's see what happens. Anybody else we got to look at? Yeah, just Jorn, who's defending, and Clodomir, who's hiding. We are... Nope, don't want to do that. What am I doing? Oh, Gundamar! Oh, yeah, good old Gundamar. Completely forgot about him. Sorry, Gundamar. You built a fortification here in Bountiful Land. Oh, excellent. Good job. So now we're going to do something else. Let's see. Can he build any more things? He can build the next level. Build a castle for 300 gold over 2 months. This guy, because he is a master mason, they are able to construct more advanced forts than ordinary military commanders. So he's going to do a level 2. Nice. Now we're good. 2 commanders are doing nothing. That's our hiding guy, and that's the guy who's just sitting there to absorb armies, or squads. There was a battle in Ghent. The province defense was there, and usually they're pretty low, but maybe sometimes they're not. If you're playing multiplayer, you probably will find players who are maybe building up a lot of defense, like me, doing up to 30 points. Some don't, some do. But yes, these guys had a province defense that was pretty small, and we beat them handily. We're not going to worry about watching that battle, but we could if we wanted to. If we decided later on in this turn, oh, you know what, I really do want to watch it. You can hit the M key or go to read messages and bring back the messages here, and then just view the battle or whatever it is that you want to do. Okay, so now we're in Ghent here. Let's actually have these guys search for magic sites. Excellent. This guy is building a palisade. He's got 2 months left to go. This guy's going to be building the castle. He's got 1 month left to go. Now, you can see here, it tells you the number of months it'll take, but for a lot of these guys, you can't tell because if he's building palisade, that number is off the side. So. All right, Jorn. I'm going to select him just so I can see where he is. Army set up. Up, there he is. More guys. More guys for the war mill. And as we saw, we're recruiting more guys still. Do we have anybody else to touch and to move around? Oh, well, this guy can't search for any sites. Oh, I guess maybe I didn't select him correctly. Okay, well, now they're both searching. He's still hiding. 240 units. Oh, it's building up back again. I think we're done. No sites found. Regin has found a magic site. There was a battle in Ghent. The construction of the castle in Bountiful Land is completed. Well, let's take a look at what's going on with this battle. Oh, wow. Okay. Arcocephali, I don't know. Arcos. The forces of Arcos have been annihilated here, but they clearly attacked from probably somewhere to the south. We lost 5 guys. This is going to be an issue going forward. So Regin has found a site. You can see it here now. Rune of Earth. Boosts Earth ritual range by 2 provinces. Right. We've got 76 Earth gems right now. What we can do now with this guy, if we construct a lab, we should be able to empower him, or empower this guy, and give him more Earth magic capability. But the other thing we really need to do right now is build ourselves another Palisades. So I'm going to have this guy construct a lab. There we go. Got about 230 units in here now in Vath. Vladimir is chilling. Gundamar has done his work here with this fortification. It is now a castle, administration of 45, gathers better resources, and so on. Can he do one more? He can. He can build a citadel. Do we want him to, though? Bountiful Land is pretty close. I mean, it's right next to these guys, and it might be worthwhile. But honestly, what it is something that we can show how to do. So we're just going to do it because, you know, it's a tutorial. It's a derptorial even, so it doesn't even have to be done well. Jorn and Clodomir are the only ones left. Let's go ahead and take these guys out of the garrison and stick them in here. Now, if you can see, I haven't given any battle orders or anything like that. I'm not going to worry about that just yet, not until Jorn is ready to move on. Let's go on. Research and construction is completed, and the Palisades in Kun Aral is completed. So this guy, Folky, has finished his job. Excellent. Now, the research was done, so that means our research queue is now empty. And if I try to do this, if I go to the next turn, you see, you have active researchers, but the research queue is empty. And the reason that happened is because I have my preferences set to Warn on end turn, which is not the default, just FYI. So if you want to make sure that you're not missing anything, turn that on. All right, let's take a look. Research. What did I say we wanted? We had Evocation, which gives us some fire. Level 2 will give us even more fire. Let's go with some more Evocation. Let's get to level 2. What did Construction 3 get us? Clockwork Soldiers. Very nice. And level 4 will give us some greater magic items. Let's do some of that. Why not? We're having fun here. Okay, so let's see what Regin can do now with his ritual spells. He can make Clockwork Soldiers. And it takes 5 Earth Gems to do that. It's a level 2 Earth spell, which is required. Regin is a level 5, so he's obviously able to do it, as you can see from there. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, if he's a level 5, why isn't there anything cooler that he can do? Well, as we saw, under Research, we only have Construction at level 3, which is this chunk here. We're going to need to get to level 4, and then to get to level 5 to get any of these spells, these rituals, which this one is a level 3 for the mage. These are level 5s for the mage at level 7. So just be aware that there's a difference between the level, the mage level of your characters, of your commanders, and the level of actual spell knowledge that you have overall. So this is the level in magic schools, and this is the level of the mage. So just be aware that they are distinct. They are both level ideas, but it's a parallel. They're separate tracks that are used that kind of work together but function a little bit differently. So let's go ahead and get some Clockwork Soldiers. So fire gems that are being used, or fire gems, earth gems, or gems in general that are being used for ritual spells come out of the pool. Spells that he can make, that he can do himself. Say here. Let me go ahead and remove flying shards. Oh, well, we don't have any here. But if you had a spell that required gems, then that would have to come from his own pockets. And the way you do that, we now have a lab here. So the way you do that, and I think I have shown this before, but I just want to repeat it so that you kind of go solid. Magic resources are here. This is the magic resource treasury. These gems are currently in the pool, and you can transfer them from other mages, other commanders that are near labs, that are in lab provinces, back to the pool by hitting the pool button. Or you can transfer gems to commanders, and the only ones that you can transfer to are people who are on a lab and are capable of doing magic. Regin can, but Hilderic cannot. So if I want to transfer some of these from the overall labs to a guy, I will have to select the guy. Now, there's always a default set of 2 that are listed here, but you can just change out which ones they are. So Hilderic is here. He's not going to do my... Well, I guess he was already selected. That's why he didn't pop up. Oh, and he was already there. Okay, well, this is a bad example because I only have these 2 guys. But if I had a bunch more, I could click here and pick one of the other commanders to put here on top. And it's just, basically, it's just, the fact is you only get these 2 columns, but if you have more commanders, then you just have to select which one. So, I don't want to give them to Hilderic. No, I want to give them to Regin, my little dwarf dude. So you would do that. Then they become gems that are in his pocket, which he can use to cast spells on the battlefield. But I don't need to do that, because I want to do a ritual spell which uses the general pool. And we're going to make some Clockwork Soldiers. He's casting Clockwork Soldiers. Hilderic is building the Palisades. Folky is finished building this. Can he do any more? He can build a fortress. Do I want to? Yeah, I think I probably do. I'm a bit of a turtle when it comes to playing this game, so I like to kind of hide behind my fortresses and so forth. Okay. Are we done? Hitting N to go through the ones I have left to deal with. Clodimir is just going to keep chilling. Jorn is here. Just reminds me that we've got these more guys here. Boom. Now he's got 27 units. Now I have a max of 80. And I could start building some of these guys. Maybe I should do that for a little bit, right? Let's recruit some of those guys. So we're going to go ahead and reset the recruitment. Do I want to do some black plate infantry? Sure, why not? There we go. Keep the repeat recruitment on. And we exit. And now we're done. Move on to the next turn. We've cast Clockwork Soldiers. Regine has cast Clockwork Soldiers. We'll see what that means in a moment. There was a battle in Ghent, and we've killed them again. But we are losing our guys a little bit. An unexpected event has occurred in Giant's Rest. Oh, nice. We've gotten some air gems. A handful of gems have been found in the shards of a broken mirror. Nice. So now we've got 3 air gems for whatever good that's going to do us. So it looks like Arcos is trying to punch its way in here. So what I think I need to do now, as we come close to the end of this episode, so I'm going to go ahead and take these guys, put them in here. I'm going to set my battle orders. This guy doesn't have any magic, so he's just going to do attacks. I'm going to have him... No, I don't want to necessarily lose. I'm going to have him stay behind his troops. These guys are going to be set to attack, and we're going to have them just Leroy Jenkins, right? That's basically what we want to do. We want them to Leroy Jenkins. Closest enemy. These guys, we'll have them also attack, but I want to have them hold an attack. So they'll hold for 2 turns before advancing. And let's see, what do they have? They have a length of 2. This is a dumb idea, but this is just to give you an example. Again, not the best plan, but let's say we want them to go after enemy cavalry if those are on the field. And now we go ahead and build our formations. So these guys look like they belong in a box, right? Yeah. But these guys look like they belong in a line. I don't know what I'm doing. It just seems like a good idea at the time. They're going to hold right there. But what's interesting is because they're going to hold, I want these guys to kind of push through and around them. And these guys will work as kind of a defensive line for the first couple of turns. So I'll just stick them right up there. I'm making shit up, so, you know, I could be wrong. Who knows? Doesn't matter. The point is, try things. See what happens. And then this guy has a couple more turns to do, right? 1 month left? Yeah. Okay. Regin is now finished with his clockwork. Here we go. Clockwork Soldier from Ghent. He's a spring-driven, automated warrior. He's got a broadsword and a buckler. He's got a whole bunch of things here. He's a poor amphibian, which, you know, you'd expect. He's shock-resistant, fire-resistant, cold-resistant, poison-resistant. He's a magic being. He's inanimate. He doesn't need to eat. He's mindless. He's got dark vision. He's got exhaustion? He gains fatigue turn. I guess he just winds down. And he's diseased. Oh, he never heals, basically. Oh, and he loses HP over time. Great. Okay, well, he's just fodder, kind of, but kind of strong. Now, what's interesting is he is mindless, which means he can't go into a squad with non-mindless people. Can't be in the same squad. So I have to move him to another squad. Well, unfortunately, I want him to be with Regin, but I'm already squatted up here. I've got too many people in the squad. I mean, the guardians, the bodyguards don't count. These guys already have bad morale because of him, just like being here. So I'm going to take them. I'm going to move them up here where they get their morale bonus back. And take this guy and stick him down here. There we go. Now he's a clockwork guy working for Regin. Next time, we're going to take this guy. Actually, are we going to do it next time? We're going to do it now. Yeah, we're going to do it next time. We're going to start moving everybody down after this guy's finished building the palisades. And then try to take a little bit of advantage in this area here. We're going to leave Vath behind for now, but we need to shore some of this up. Yeah, and that's going to do it for us for right now. Thanks for watching. See you next time.